I am good is a response we give as part of our daily pleasantry conversations. When someone asks, "How do you do?" But what is it to be good? Are we really good? How do we know we are good? Good to oneself and good to another person? Or, in other words, what do we expect a good person to be? How does a good person come across to us? And often we say, "Oh, he is a good person, she is a good person." But how does that goodness come to us? How do we conclude, perhaps in a few minutes, or perhaps a longer period of time, that someone is good? Is goodness an attitude which we all try to have? Or is it a way of doing things in daily encounters, in our daily interactions? May not be huge interactions, but small interactions. Our tiny little interactions with different people we come across. Is the way we do things going to be a litmus test for us to come across as a good person? Which means not just one big interaction in a day or in a lifetime, but many interactions with different people and in different situations. And another question is, to be good, is it to be good to oneself or to another person? Can you be good to another person if you are not good to oneself? So primarily, are you good to yourself? And it's a very difficult question to ask. Are you good to yourself? Because you would say that, well, that's what I try to do. Try to be good with oneself. Because that's why I don't talk to other people or I don't smile to other people. I just want to look at my things and I just want to do my things. I just don't interfere in other things. I keep a space and keep a big partition between me and the other person who comes across me, and I try not to meet many people. So our idea of being good to oneself is actually secluding yourself and not to be interacting with another person. Or even if you interact, keep a big distance between that person and yourself. Perhaps deeply, perhaps superficially, but then that's the goal, or that's the idea. To be good to oneself is to keep a big distance between the people we come across or our neighbors. But then the other question is, are you good to another person? Are you good to someone else who comes across? Now, what is it to be good to oneself? Of course, to be good to oneself is to take care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, you cannot be good to yourself. And taking care of yourself is not just eating enough or sleeping enough, but it is also being psychologically healthy, being psychologically active, and also perhaps having a philosophical worldview about how your life is and how your life is impacting upon others. So to be good to oneself is to be active psychologically and enriched in a philosophical manner by having a worldview. Now, how do you try to be good to another person? Or do you try at all? In fact, you don't have to try to be good to another person, because if you have goodness within you, that goodness will percolate. It's like a perfume. If you are wearing a perfume, the perfume will naturally drift to another person. That's very natural. You don't have to do anything extraordinary for that. So how to be good to another person? Well, to be good to another person is first of all to be good to yourself. And to be good to yourself is to keep a large open space. Keep your space as open as possible. Open all your doors and windows, and try not to shut yourself in your own mental space, in your own little ideas, in your own little insecurities. Just open up the space and see that waft of fresh wind coming and touching you and caressing you. And when that happens, you will get the strength and energy to listen, not just to listen, but listen wholeheartedly. Listen with your full attention and alertness, and also to give value to what you listen to give significance to what another person tells you or what another person wants to share with you. And you also offer yourself to another person in whatever way you can. It could be by your kindness, it could be by sharing, it could be just by giving a comforting word. It doesn't matter. But more important is to offer yourself to another person through your actions, through your thoughts, and just by being your good self. And if these two happens, which is to be good to oneself, and from that goodness of a large open space, our goodness naturally percolate to another person through the means of listening carefully, sharing, being happy, and also giving a comforting presence to another person, then you're able to co-create joy. So goodness is co-creating joy. Goodness is when two people or few people together feel that their presence together produces a large amount of joy, which brings the best out of each of them. So to be good to yourself and to be good to another person is to feel joyful and to also co-create joy. Thank you.